The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as the massive viewscreen displayed the impossible sight. A human vessel, sleek and deadly, emerged from hyperspace at the edge of the Centauri system. Captain Torres of the Vegan Defense Fleet gripped his command chair, his scaled fingers trembling slightly. "That's the Defiance," whispered Communications Officer Kell, her voice barely audible above the hum of the bridge systems. "But that's impossible. We watched it burn 10 years ago." Torres remembered that day with crystal clarity. The destroyer had arrived without warning, its planet-sized bulk casting shadows across entire star systems. The humans had volunteered for the suicide mission, their outdated ship barely holding together as they charged into the enemy's maw. The Defiance had vanished in a brilliant explosion that lit up half the sector. Everyone assumed the brave human crew had perished. "Sir, we're receiving a transmission," Cal announced, her tentacles dancing across the control panel. The main screen flickered, revealing a human face weathered by time and hardship. Commander Blake's eyes held a fire that hadn't been there a decade ago. His graying hair and the scars across his jaw spoke of trials endured in the void between stars. "Galactic Council, this is Commander Blake of the Earth vessel Defiance. We have returned to finish what we started." The chamber erupted in chaos. Representatives from a dozen species began shouting questions in their native tongues. The destroyer had been dormant for 3 years, hidden in the dark nebula beyond the rim worlds, but recent intelligence suggested it was stirring again. "Commander Blake," Torres spoke into his communicator, "we need to know what happened." "Where have you been for 10 years? Blake's expression hardened. "We didn't die that day, Captain. We were pulled into the destroyer's core, but we found something the enemy didn't expect. We found their weakness." The view screen switched to external cameras, showing the Defiance in its full glory. The ship was barely recognizable. Where once it had been a simple military cruiser, it now bristled with alien technology. Crystalline arrays pulsed with energy along its hull, and weapon ports glowed with an inner light that seemed to bend space around them. "The destroyer isn't just a weapon," Blake continued. "It's a living ship, controlled by a hive mind that spans dimensions. For 10 years, we've been inside its neural networks, learning its patterns, mapping its consciousness. We've turned its own technology against it." Dr. Voss, the Council's chief scientist, leaned forward in her chair. "That's impossible. No organic being can survive exposure to dimensional energy for more than a few hours." "You're right," Blake replied. "We didn't survive unchanged. My crew and I were something new now. Part human, part something else. The destroyer's technology rewrote our DNA, gave us abilities we never imagined. We can see through dimensions, manipulate energy with our thoughts, and most importantly, we can communicate with the hive mind." The implications hit Torres like a physical blow. "You're saying you can control it?" "Not control. Convince. The destroyer isn't evil, Captain. It's confused. It's been wandering the galaxy for millennia, consuming worlds because it's lost and hungry. It's looking for something it can't find." The chamber fell silent again. In the distance, long-range sensors detected massive energy signatures. The destroyer was awakening. "It's coming," Blake said grimly. "The hive mind sensed our return. It wants to reclaim us, to bring us back into its collective consciousness. But we're not the same humans who disappeared 10 years ago. We are ready." The Defiance began to move, its hybrid engines leaving trails of dimensional fire. As it accelerated toward the outer system, other ships began to follow. The Vegan Defense Fleet, the Crystalline Armada, even the notoriously neutral Merchant. Guild vessels joined the formation. "All ships," Torres broadcast, "form up on the Defiance. Whatever happens, we stand together." The destroyer emerged from the nebula like a nightmare given form. Its surface writhed with biomechanical structures, and its countless eyes blazed with malevolent intelligence. It was easily the size of a small moon, its presence warping space-time around it. "Blake, are you certain about this?" Torres asked over the com. 10 years of preparation, Captain. 10 years of learning to think like them. We know what they want, and we know how to give it to them." The Defiance broke formation, racing ahead of the fleet. As it approached the destroyer, something extraordinary happened. The human ship began to change, its hull flowing like liquid metal, reshaping itself into something that resembled both machine and organism. "We're not here to destroy you," Blake broadcast on all frequencies, his voice somehow reaching across dimensions. "We're here to guide you home." The destroyer's attacks faltered. Its weapons, which had reduced entire fleets to atoms, fired hesitantly. The hive mind was listening. "You've been searching for your creators," Blake continued. "We found them in the deep archives of your consciousness. They're gone, but their legacy lives on. You don't need to consume worlds to find purpose. You can create instead of destroy." The massive entity shuddered, its biomechanical surface rippling with conflicting emotions. For a moment, the fate of the galaxy hung in the balance. Then, slowly, the destroyer's weapons powered down. Its hostile posture shifted, becoming almost curious. The hive mind was changing, remembering what it had been before millennia of loneliness had driven it mad. "Welcome back to the light," Blake whispered as the Defiance docked with the massive ship. "Let's build something beautiful together." The human crew that had sacrificed everything to save the galaxy had returned, not as conquerors, but as healers. They had found a way to turn humanity's greatest enemy into its most powerful ally. The age of destruction was over. The age of creation had begun.